So you've just won the big contract. The champagne's been popped, the team is celebrating, but then a quiet little sense of panic starts to creep in, right? The clock on deliverables is officially ticking, but your team, well, they aren't even in the building yet. This is a paradox so many organizations face. The excitement of a fast deal crashes right into the hard reality of a slow start.
The source material for this explainer uses this fantastic phrase to describe what happens next. The project clatters into the first hurdle. You can almost hear it, can't you? It's that jarring, noisy, and frankly painful beginning when the thrill of the win collides with the messy business of actually getting people started. It's a sound I think many of us know all too well.
Okay, so what are we actually talking about here? It's something called the mobilization gap. And it's exactly what it sounds like. That costly, super frustrating delay between the ink drying on the contract and your team being fully equipped and ready to deliver real value. Every single moment of this gap is just wasted time and money before the real work can even begin. So why does this keep happening over and over again? Well, to solve this problem, we first have to understand what's really causing it. So let's dive in and dissect the anatomy of a slow start. So what's at the core of the issue? As you can see here, it's something we can call the assumption collapse. The plan over on the left, it looks perfect. It assumes everybody's ready to hit the ground running on day one. But then there's the reality on the right, and it's a completely different story. The senior staff you need have long notice periods, and just getting basic IT setup can stall a project for weeks.
And this leads right into the next huge issue, the ownership gap. I mean, think about it for a second. Who is actually responsible for getting a new contractor fully onboarded and ready to go? You've got HR handling background checks, procurement is still finalizing contract details, and IT is somewhere in a long queue dealing with system access. Each department owns a tiny piece, but no single person or team owns the whole process. This creates a kind of gray zone where the contractor gets lost and critical tasks just fall through the cracks.
And here's the crucial point. It all comes down to mindset. Far too many organizations see mobilization as just a clerical task, a checklist to get through. But it's not. It is the very first step of strategic performance, and when you treat it like an administrative afterthought, you are basically setting yourself up for a sluggish, painful start. Now, this isn't just about frustration or a messy process. There's a very real, very tangible cost to this delay, and trust me, it hits the bottom line, hard. Just look at this number. According to the research, these seemingly small administrative delays can eat away at your overall project margin by as much as 1%. Now, that might not sound like a lot at first, but on a multi-million-dollar project, that percentage translates to tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars just gone. All because of preventable administrative hurdles. And if that big picture number feels a little abstract, this one won't. Just 4 weeks of slow onboarding for a single contractor can cost a company up to £11,000. Think about that for a second. That's pure cost for zero output. It's literally the price of waiting for a laptop and a password. But it's not just about the money, is it? A slow start forces your teams into a permanent catch-up mode. The pressure is on from the very first day. That ramps up stress, it creates friction with your client, and it seriously puts the quality of the work at risk, especially as you get close to those critical early deadlines. Okay, enough with the problems. That's the bad news. The good news is we can fix this. So let's talk about how to design a truly strategic start. The sources we looked at point to 3 core strategies. First, you absolutely have to integrate mobilization directly into the formal project schedule. Second, you should always try to negotiate a post-award grace period. And third, you need to plan for a staggered rollout instead of that dreaded cliff-edge start where everything is supposed to happen all at once. So, what does it actually mean to put mobilization on the schedule? Well, it means getting specific. It means defining a formal mobilization period, say 45 or even 85 days. It's about explicitly listing out the client-side dependencies, like the time they need to grant system access. And it means having clear, agreed-upon timelines for things like security clearances. Basically, you make all that invisible work visible and official. Now, another really powerful tool is the post-award grace period. This is a brilliant negotiating tactic. It's a dedicated, no-cost or low-cost window of time after the contract is signed, but before that performance clock officially starts ticking. This gives your team the breathing room it desperately needs to handle recruitment and get all the infrastructure set up properly. Ultimately, all of these solutions really come down to a single, powerful shift in mindset.
We have to stop treating mobilization like some clerical chore and start treating it as what it truly is, a strategic performance metric. Its success or its failure is a direct predictor of the entire project's success or failure.
So, as we wrap up, I'll leave you with a question to take back to your own organization. Take a really hard look at your processes and ask yourself this. Is your day one a strategic starting line, carefully designed for success? Or is it an accidental stumbling block, setting your most important projects up to fail before they've even had a chance to begin?